Mad honey. Harvested from rhododendron flowers in the mountains of Nepal and Turkey, mad honey contains toxins, compounds that can cause dizziness, hallucinations, and temporary paralysis if you eat too much. People in the Himalayas have used it for centuries in small doses as folk medicine, though there's no real science backing that up. The honey is reddish amber with a bitter smoky taste that's pretty intense. What makes it mad is the high. Locals call it honey intoxication, and it starts with tingling and lightheadedness before potentially dropping your heart rate to dangerous levels. It's banned in a lot of countries because of the risks, but people still pay for it. Nepalese cliff hunters literally dangle from ropes on massive rock faces to collect it from giant Himalayan beehives, making it one of the most dangerous honeys to get your hands on. Manuka honey. Made exclusively in New Zealand from the nectar of the manuka bush, this honey has been used by the Maori people for centuries. What makes it special is a compound called methylglyoxal, which gives it antibacterial properties that regular honey doesn't have. Real manuka honey is expensive because the manuka bush only flowers for a few weeks each year, and it only grows in specific regions in New Zealand. Some people eat it for health benefits, but it also has a rich, earthy flavor with a slight medicinal kick. Acacia honey. Harvested from the nectar of black locust trees, this honey is almost crystal clear and stays liquid for years without crystallizing. That's because it has a very high fructose content compared to other honeys. The flavor is extremely mild and delicate, almost like vanilla, which makes it popular for sweetening drinks without changing their taste. It's also one of the few honeys that people with fructose sensitivity can sometimes tolerate better. Buckwheat honey. Dark, thick, and almost molasses-like, buckwheat honey is the opposite of clover honey in every way. It's made from buckwheat flowers, which aren't actually wheat at all. They're related to rhubarb. This honey is packed with antioxidants and has a strong, malty flavor that some people find too intense. In Eastern Europe and parts of North America, it's been a traditional remedy for coughs and sore throats for generations. Orange blossom honey. Produced in citrus-growing regions like Florida, California, and Spain, orange blossom honey comes from bees that pollinate orange trees during bloom season. It has a light citrus aroma and a fresh, fruity taste that hints at oranges without being overly sweet. The color ranges from light amber to nearly white, and it's popular in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cooking. Some beekeepers wait for the brief window when orange groves are in full bloom to capture the specific flavor profile. Wildflower honey. This is the catch-all term for honey made from a variety of wildflowers rather than a single source. The flavor, color, and consistency change depending on what's blooming in the area. So wildflower honey from Texas will taste completely different from wildflower honey in Vermont. It's usually darker and more complex than clover honey, with a stronger, more robust flavor. Because the nectar sources vary, each batch is unique, and some people prefer it for that unpredictability. Eucalyptus honey. Common in Australia but also produced in California, eucalyptus honey has a distinctive herbal, slightly menthol flavor that comes from eucalyptus tree blossoms. It's medium to dark amber in color and has a bold taste that's not for everyone. Traditional Aboriginal Australians valued eucalyptus honey for its medicinal properties, and modern research suggests it may help with respiratory issues. The flavor is strong enough that it can stand up to cheese, making it popular on charcuterie boards. Heather honey. Produced primarily in Scotland and Scandinavia, heather honey comes from the purple heather flowers that blanket moorlands in late summer. What makes it unusual is its thick, gel-like texture. It's so dense that it barely flows, and beekeepers have to extract it using special equipment. The flavor is intense, floral, and slightly bitter with a lingering aftertaste. It's been prized in Scotland for centuries, and some consider it one of the finest honeys in the world. Tupelo honey. Harvested along the swamps of northwest Florida and southern Georgia, Tupelo honey comes from the white Ogeechee Tupelo trees that bloom for only about 3 weeks in spring. The timing is crucial. Beekeepers literally set up hives on platforms in the swamps to catch the bloom. Like acacia honey, it rarely crystallizes because of its high fructose content, and it has a buttery, smooth flavor with hints of cinnamon. It's expensive and hard to find because the harvest window is so narrow. Linden honey. Also called basswood honey in North America, linden honey comes from linden tree blossoms and is especially popular in Europe. It's pale yellow, has a fresh, woodsy flavor with a hint of mint and a strong floral aroma. In Eastern Europe, linden honey has been used in traditional medicine as a natural remedy for colds and insomnia. The flavor is distinctive. Some describe it as almost medicinal, but in a pleasant way that's completely different from other honeys.